Hey everyone, how are you? It's hard for me to say. I normally start with good morning. I hope you're having a great morning. It's hard for me to do that today in light of everything that has been happening in the world, across the world, whether it be in America, whether it be in Canada, whether it be in my home country, Zimbabwe. There has been so much pain that has been expressed over these last few days. It has been hard to ignore it. And while, of course, I feel that pain, I am a black woman, I am a black woman from Zimbabwe. I don't feel that there is anything that I can adequately add to the conversation that has not already been said much more eloquently than others might have already said it. But what I do want to say today is we absolutely must hold people accountable for their actions. We absolutely must hold people accountable for the years, centuries of racism that has been perpetrated against Black people. But I also wanted to say and to share that we as Black people also need to use this as a moment of reckoning for ourselves. My father always said to me that whenever you point the finger at somebody, when you're accusing somebody, always be mindful that there are always fingers pointing back at you. And so I want to challenge those of us who are Black people, those of us who are people of color, to ask this question. Have we ever engaged in practices that might be seen as discriminatory? Have we ever discriminated against somebody else on the basis of their race, on the basis of their ethnicity, on the basis of their sexual orientation, on the basis of them being differently abled than we are? And so I want to say, just as much as we are pointing the finger, we also need to take a moment and reckon with ourselves and say, what is it? What prejudice is it that we are moving through the world with? Just as much as we are outraged by the visible racism that we are seeing, what prejudice do we carry around with us? I actually had to go to the dictionary to understand the difference between racism or race and ethnicity. And the dictionary definition told me that race is something that is inherited. It is my skin color. I cannot change my skin color. It is who I am and it is what I was born with. Ethnicity, on the other hand, is more fluid. Ethnicity is, in my case, my country of origin. It is by, I guess, an accident of where my parents ended up that I am Zimbabwean. But just as much as I am Zimbabwean, future generations of mine may not be Zimbabwean. And so I wanted to share the fact that even us as Black people sometimes discriminate within ourselves as Black people on the basis of ethnicity. I can tell you that I have most definitely experienced discrimination on the basis of me being a Black woman from Africa. That some Black people have seen Africa as somehow lower than them, even though they are just as Black as I am. I have been discriminated against based on the color of my skin, that I am too dark. I have been discriminated on the fact that I am from Zimbabwe. I have been discriminated against on the basis that I am Shona. And so that is what I want to say to you today is absolutely. We absolutely must have a moment of reckoning for those who have been responsible for perpetrating racism against Black people for centuries. At the same time, we also need to have a moment of reckoning with ourselves as Black people to say, have we ever discriminated against our own on the basis of some other criteria? And so that is my thought for today. I hope that wherever you are safe. I hope that wherever you are, that you are well. And I hope, it is my hope for us all, that this conversation that has been started globally will lead to something productive, will lead to change, will lead to our children and their children's children not having to have this same conversation. I wish you all well. Make it a great day. Thanks everybody for joining me. I appreciate you